All right, we are a little late to the show, about 6 days late. This is what, 9/11/23. So we're a good 6.5 days late to the show, but better late than never. So we are covering, I think, the 9/5/23 shrine, which has some good ones. So we definitely want to cover it, make sure we have at least 15 hours for you guys to kind of use our thoughts and decide whether these perks are worth your hard-earned iridescent shards. I will say we do have three of them very quickly here that are behavior IP. So you can always unlock the chapter or the characters with Eerie Shards, then spend blood points to unlock the perks. That's a lot of times a good option if you have multiple perks for that character. And then we have one that is a licensed one. So that one we always kind of consider a little bit extra heavily because we know plenty of people don't like to spend cash on this game or just don't want to spend it right now. Don't want to spend too much, especially if it's only for one perk. So we'll kind of go through these, but we're going to jump into our killer perks first, and then we'll jump into the survivor ones because we have three that we really like, spoilers, and one that we just think is kind of not really all that useful. So we'll dive into these real quick here. So the first perk we're going to cover is Leverage, which is a relatively recent perk. It's a Skull Merchant perk, and basically each time you hook a survivor, you gain a token up to 10. When you hook a survivor, this perk activates for 30 seconds. For each token, reduce the speed at which survivors heal by 5%. So really, a lot of hoops to jump through for some healing speed reduction. The reality is you can just run sloppy, or you can run a number of other perks to kind of slow things down, whether it's healing or other things. I just think there's other ones that do this better. So uh, I just think a lot of steps for at times minimal gain, and also with healing nerfs relatively recently, and also made for this and other perks coming out or coming together, like made for this in resilience. People are just staying injured anyway. So if they never heal or heal infrequently, you get very little use out of this. And if they heal outside the window, you get no use out of it. So just one of those ones where I just think there's too many hoops to jump through. If this wasn't survivor healing speed, if it was like gen regression or gen speed, not regression, but gen speed or something that every time you hook someone, they lose 5% speed and you can go up to what, 10 tokens, so 50% speed for 30 seconds. So it's not like an all the time thing, but 50% for 30 seconds, even in late game, can really help you clutch some things out. I think the problem is that how many hook stages are you going to have when this is useful? A handful. So it's not slowing it down that much, and other perks do it better. So we're going to kind of cross this one out, and we're going to say right now, we're going to say trash tier. It could be possibly tweaked to be a little bit better, but you could run sloppy or something else. So that one we're going to say kind of trash tier there. But we'll go over to our other one for killers, and that is the shape perk, play with your food. And we're bringing this up just so you can see. So let's let's hide that real quick. So play with your food. Basically, you become obsessed with one survivor. Every time you chase that obsession and let them escape, you receive a token up to 3, and you get a 5% movement speed bonus for that. You lose 1 token for hitting people with a basic or special attack. So basically, if you follow stalk and stalk in the real sense, not stalk in the Meyer sense, though either work, both work, you can get up to 15% extra movement speed. So extra movement speed, always good, right? But for a lot of killers that have built-in movement or range or whatever it is, you might not need this. But for a lot of your M1 killers or killers with certain special abilities, this can be very strong. And we'll show two perks that we really, or not two perks, two builds on two killers that we really like this perk on. And there's others that it can be good on as well. But it's a strong perk, but it's niche. And because of that, we're putting this more as a build around me type of perk. It's not meta. You're not going to see it on everybody. You're not just slapping on like all M1 killers or all killers, but it's a build around perk. But it is very strong and can be very strong or game breaking in some sense. So this is one, especially because it's licensed, we definitely would consider picking up. That's one we definitely like, but we'll kind of show how to best use that, how to maximize its potential. All right, so those are our killer perks there. One to avoid, one that you might want to pick up if you play a certain few killers, and we'll kind of show that. Then we have Adrenaline, Meg Thomas perk, fantastic perk. Instantly heals you 1 health state, and you spread 150% speed for 5 seconds when the exit gates are powered. So free healing, extra speed, always good. Does make you exhausted, and exhausted for 40 seconds, but awesome perk. I guess I was going to say downside, but it's not a downside. It's an upside is everybody has Meg. You can unlock this with Sprint Burst and Quick and Quiet, 3 very quality perks just by spending blood points, right? So Shrine might not be your best way to get this, but if you want to just level this up real quick in your blood webs, or you just want to have it, don't want to play Meg, you're a live person or something else, you don't really want Quick and Quiet, you just want adrenaline, I could definitely see picking it up. But this is 100% one of our meta perks. So very strong meta perk. You want to get that some way, but you might just BP Meg up. So you might just want to spend BPs on that, but absolutely fantastic perk. The second chance perk, it does so many things. Basically, an endgame unbreakable, second chance healing, works getting you off the hook, should be fully healthy as well. So you can take extra hits there with your BT as well. Just very good perk all around, helps you survive. And then that brings us to our last perk here, which is another survivor perk. And this is Arena perk, and this one is for the people. This is a utility perk. Basically, when you're healing a survivor without a medkit, you can press the activate ability 1 button and instantly pick them up from the ground or heal them in exchange for one of your health states. You got to be healthy to do this. You can't put yourself on the ground, and then you're broken for 60 seconds. This can be very strong if someone's getting tunneled out, or just to take chase, or they think they have it down, and now they don't have the hook. They've got to chase you or them. So they have 2 injured people to chase, but they don't have it down. Maybe they don't have a hook. You finish some gens before pain res or something else hits. It can just really slow down the killer. And there's a lot of utility there. And you can really pair this up with some other perks that we'll show in our build that bring even more utility to this. So this is one of those where, again, I don't know if it's quite meta yet, but it might be. It's kind of real close there. But it's kind of on that line between meta and build around. It's good on its own, but it's better with other perks, and we'll kind of show that. So we've got 3 here we definitely would consider. Our priority here, if you play certain killers, this might be number 1. This one we'd probably use BP instead, but these 2 I consider for survivor and killer players. This is one I consider kind of for all survivor players, and this is one if you play a select few, though you can use it on a lot of other killers there. So 3 quality perks. This is probably our number 1 option. This is probably our number 2 option, and this one we probably would spend BPs on instead of unlocking it in the shrine. But let's jump over to the builds. We're about 7 minutes in this. We want to keep it around 10, so it's not too long drawn out. But we will show a few builds, and then we'll come back to the summary and do our little sign off here. So pop those down for now. So we'll hop over to Survivor first, because we can show both of these builds very quickly. So for the people, pairs real well with Buckle Up. That's a lot of utility there. Basically, what you can do then is you can pick somebody up off the ground, and you both get endurance. So regardless of who they decide to chase, you're taking an extra hit, or you can take that hit, get a speed burst, get to a safe loop, boom, now you're in good shape. They've lost all their pressure. Very strong combo right there. And we like the med kit for when you do eventually want to heal, or if they leave you, you can take the time to heal up after the broken effect wears off, or just to give you a late game heal, whatever it may be. And then if you're going to be injured anyway, you're making yourself injured. Now you've got that speed burst, the 3% faster run. You've got another way to get some endurance. So you're just like stacking up endurance effects here, second chances. Now you're faster. Then you have resilience. So if they're chasing you, you have the speed here. If they're not chasing you, you can do gens or other actions super fast. You can heal when you need to, and you got the utility to help your teammates there. This is one of those builds that has a little bit of everything, and it just runs some really strong perks. So we like that. And then Adrenaline, again, just a strong perk on its own, been a strong perk forever. This is just a whole bunch of second chance and a little bit of getaway kind of build here. Extra hits with off the record. If they tunnel you can use decisive. You've got Adrenaline for the late game. This could even be Dead Hard. Sprint Burst you'll get more use out of. It could be Dead Hard as well, because then basically what you do is you take your hit, you get off the record for that extra hit there. Then you get caught, downed, decisive, resets your deep wounds, and then you can use your Dead Hard and just make it almost impossible to tunnel you. And in the late game, you just heal up, bring a med kit, flashlight, whatever you want to use. You can't bring a flashlight right now. Just very solid survivor perks. We like both of those. So those are just some ideas with our survivor perks. And now if we go over to killer, The two killers that jump out to me, though you can run Play With Your Food on a lot of others, is Tombstone Myers. I like the Tombstone piece with the Miles J. Myers Memorial. You can run the Eerie, though it just takes forever. I just feel that getting one person out of the game super early with this, and then you can kind of stalk up, get a second out. You're going to win a lot of games that way. But basically, the idea here is you got Corrupt to slow things down. This is going to let you know where two survivors are doubled up so you can go stalk. Deadlock is more slowdown. Play With Your Food gives you the speed that you lose with being a Myers and being slowed down. And then you just are super fast to catch up to them and Mori somebody. So very solid build there. I like that a lot. And typically, because you're trying to stalk people and you have plenty of slowdown, you have time to find your obsession to get that speed. And the little bit of extra speed helps throw off their timing so they can't get the lockers, to avoid your Mori and all that kind of stuff. It does help. And then another one we really like it on is Legion, because Legion can take advantage of it during his or her feral frenzy, with just chasing the obsession, dropping chase with the obsession after you hit them, and then you get a little bit of extra speed burst. You can chain things together. It helps you get downs because Legion's very good at injuring people, not so great at getting down. So this is a perk that helps you get downs. We like this add-on combination for the sneak attacks, and then we just have some information and some slowdown. We really like it on Legion as well. So just a few builds being showcased for you using these perks. We'll hop back over to the shrine, pop up our thoughts one more time. But real quick, avoid, get this if you're Survivor. If you play Myers Legion or just like the idea of the perk, going vroom, going fast, that's a cool killer perk to pick up. And it is a licensed one, so you don't have to spend money on it. And then Adrenaline, fantastic perk, best one on here. But I'd probably just spend the BPs. Anyway, I'm Smig, and I appreciate you guys stopping in. Hopefully this was educational. Hopefully it helps you figure out how to spend those hard-earned iridescent shards. And hopefully I'll see you in the comments on stream sometime or in the fog. Take care.